Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel, and by the video title you know what this video is about. We're discussing some Steelers news, of course. I'll probably do 2 videos today, so be on the lookout later today for another video, but discussing just some news and topics of today. Of course, George Pickens' status is on the main thing that people have been talking about, discussing, trying to see whether he'll be out there. He hasn't practiced really too much at all, I don't think, this week. You know, the hamstring injury, soft tissue injuries are different. Sometimes they can linger on, so I guess the Steelers want to be precautious. I know some people that in the Steelers media space are calling for maybe them to sit George Pickens for the rest of the year. I don't know about that. And they said maybe sit him until the playoffs, like to see what happens. Well, the rest of the year for the playoffs, like that, or see him this game right here, which probably might happen. He might miss this game right here, but I think he could be back possibly when we play the Chiefs, when we play the Ravens and the Bengals, if it's necessary, if we do need to win that game in the end. But we'll see what happens, of course, with the situation with that. The injury report really basically, a lot of people just resting, on Wednesday really, and Thursday, some guys practicing. We still got Deshaun Elliott. He didn't practice yesterday with his hamstring injury. That's really the only notable injuries. And then Larry Ogunjobi is groin as well. So Deshaun Elliott hamstring, George Pickens hamstring, and Larry Ogunjobi groin. So those are the people that kind of had injuries, like some kind of like topics. You'd be like, okay, we make sure kind of monitor that and look at those some key names, for defense and for offense. Being our best offensive player, George Pickens, I think, in my sense, I think Russell Wilson is the most important offensive player, but George Pickens is the best offensive player. Then it's probably followed by Najee, and then maybe Pat Fryer moved like that around that range, and then we'll, on so and on so. But hopefully he can play. It's not this week, maybe next week. We'll see what happens. I feel like even without George Pickens, we still have a chance to try to win this game. Like I did predict us to go 3-1 over the next course. I think the only game we could lose would be this game right here against the Eagles. So if we was to lose this game, we still have a good record. Of course, I think we go 13-4. I had 12-5 when the season started, but now I'm looking at like we could possibly go 13-4, really, depending on when things go right. So we'll have to wait and see, of course. But I think the one game we lose would be this one. I hope we can win it though, of course, versus the Eagles. It's gonna be a very tough task on the road. Saquon Barkley been running the football very well. Missing Larry Ogunjobi, if he's not able to play, he's a good guy who can help stop the run. Alex Highsmith is back. He's very good at stopping the run too, him and wide. So that'd be good, and a big plus. Cam Hayward, of course, and stuff. So the defense, I think, will be out there playing, but we need the offense to put some points up. I think against a team like this, you don't want to start off slow, where you're starting very slow. Kind of like the Commanders game. We put the Commanders. We started off slow, and then we had a little surge, a little bit. Like at halftime at least, and then second half we was down by a little bit, and then we came back and won it by 1 point. You don't want to do that in this game right here. I think the way the Eagles team is set up, they're very, very explosive players. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, Dallas Goedert, Jalen Hurts. They got a lot of explosive players on their team that can make some big plays. So you want to be able to match them. I ain't saying I go out there and put up 25 in the first half, something like that, something crazy, but go out there and at least match them and keep the game very close at halftime. And I know in the second half, the Steelers always find a way to turn it on and come away with victory, especially in the third quarter. That's when they start turning the game to their favor. So you keep the game very close. Third quarter, you find a way to turn it to your favor and then try to find a way to win in the end. But the other news I have as well, of course, is just discussing, of course, Roman Wilson. We got kind of like a rare injury update about him. I kind of almost forgot about him at first. I was thinking one day about all the players we drafted. I was like, trying to see, I think all the draft picks are doing pretty good. Besides Trofantano, he got injured after the season, but Zach Frazier is doing a good job. Mason McCormick is doing a very good job as well. I was like, a lot of draft picks are doing pretty good. Peyton Wilson as well, like that, doing a very good job. And I was thinking, I'm like, who else we draft? I like Roman Wilson. We drafted Roman. I'm like, he hasn't done too much really, because he only played one game against the Raiders, and he had like 3 snaps, and then he didn't play the rest of the game. So they finally was able to give us an update on him. They said Wilson was placed on injured reserve, of course, in October, where he remains after expectations were that he would be sidelined for 4 games. 4 games would have made Wilson eligible for the return in week 13. However, he seemingly dropped off the radar. It said the last I spoke to Ray, one of our Steelers writers, he told me he did not expect to see Wilson at all this season. When you draft the guy at 84th overall, you expect to see him, especially in times of need. And with Pickens facing uncertain immediate future, this week would appear to be one of those times. On the other hand, it doesn't take much detective work to conclude that Wilson did not exactly make a huge positive impression on Tomlin, and I'm not even sure Tomlin has left the light on for him. So I don't know if he's healthy and he's just not being played, he's just inactive, or if he's still hurt. Because Tomlin gave him a chance like that. First, remember Tomlin said, you got to impress me, you need to wow me, like that. Remember he kept mentioning that too as well. And Roman Wilson was just looking a little sluggish and a little slow. I don't know, because the injury was like kind of holding him back a little bit, but we have to wait and see what happens. I doubt he played this week, of course. Scotty Miller has stepped up, made some plays. Van Jefferson has made some plays too. Kevin Austin too. Mike Williams, that's the guy who can probably emerge to be number one. I know he probably one of those guys who can definitely fill the role in. He's not George Pickens, and he might not get the separation as George Pickens, but he's very physical catcher. He know how to control his body. He know how to play the ball in the air and track the ball. So you give Mike Williams some opportunities and chance in this game versus the Eagles. He probably can make some big time plays as well. So if Pickens ain't able to go, Mike Williams step up and let everybody else step up as well and try to make some things happen. But that's one of the news I had too right there. Really, the only thing left to talk about, I see one article, of course, the Dwayne Haskins situation, RP to him. He's supposed to be like the future quarterback for the Steelers. They traded for him. Remember, brought him in. They gonna have him sit a little bit and learn and get better. He was playing pretty good in preseason. Then his death happened. He got hit by a car or something. Some crazy happened on the freeway. That happened to Dwayne Haskins, and he passed away. They said, but now they kind of closed the case. It says a significant development for Rick Elsley, attorney of Calabria Haskins, as personal representative of the estate of Dwayne Haskins Jr. A dismissal has been filed in the Florida wrongful death case. They say each of the various defendants have paid their respective settlements, and I think that's it. The end of the tweet. Oh no, the full tweet right here. Okay, Ian Rappaport. Show me the full tweet. Okay, he said all the settlements that were obtained have now been paid, and so the wrongful death case has now been closed. So yeah, so the case is closed now. No RP to Haskins. Still know the full context of the situation, of exactly what happened. He was struck by a vehicle while he was in the state training with the Steelers and his Steelers teammates. And they said, I don't know if he was they said like he may have been drugged or something, and he got out the vehicle. Something happened to him. I don't know. Fully happened, but hopefully the family did get what the justice they wanted or something, and everything goes well for them. But RP to Haskins, I feel like he had potential to be very good too. The Washington Commanders didn't go well with him there, and he got away from that place, and he got to Pittsburgh, and he was mentoring him, and he had like a different environment. He was doing good, and then the crazy incident happened. So yeah, RP to him. But yeah, but that's basically some of the news for today so far. Another video later today discussing some stuff as well. We did see some reporters mentioning that Justin Fields could be seen in a bigger role with George Pickens being out. Not he'll go out there go be a receiver, but they have George Pickens out there to use his legs to create a different style of offense. This is just to have a more explosive player out there. We've seen that big run he had versus the Browns. That first game we played the Browns, did that 40-yard run, and Justin Fields is very capable of breaking one and making the defense guess with his legs and his ability. So they probably maybe go back to that a little bit. I know Russ still showed you can have mobility. He ran a few times, got some first downs his last game, but Fields got that first class speed. He's very explosive. So if he get to the edge or get to the outside, he can make something happen. Teams got to account for his ability to throw and his ability to run as well. So we'll see what Arthur Smith does. But that's all I have for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like and subscribe for more content. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.